What is up, guys? Pie Muffin here, and we are back with some more Trails Through Daybreak 2. Last time we got started with our activities here at the Aramis School Festival. It is March 12th, the technical final day of the game, and we are just going around. What is going on? It felt like it was not being as responsive. Was my controller? Okay, my controller's fine. But yeah, so, we are at the Aramis School Festival, walking around with Elaine here. We finished talking to everyone here, so we're going to get started with these connection events and activities. I've more or less decided on the 7 we are going to choose, so I think we'll just start from the top and make our way down. So so I said, we're going to do the Agnes one, the Aaron one, the Reset one, that's 3, the Elaine one, that's 4, and then we're going to do Ren, Shizuna, and Yume for the final 3. So let's go ahead and get started with the Agnes one. I'm really not a fan of this Agnes one, as you'll see, but that's just my personal taste. But it will be important to the next game, so that's why I am including it for the playthrough. So let's get started. Van parted his ways with his companions for... Yeah, okay. Met up with her at Tryon Tower. With Hamilton. Van, Agnes, a pleasure to see you again. Good day, Professor Hamilton. Yeah, it's been, what, 2.5 weeks now? I apologize for calling you over here, what with the school festival keeping you occupied. But I thought it was important that I return this to you, Agnes. So without further ado, here you are. Thank you, Professor. You've pretty much done all the probing you can so far about why the Genesis stopped working, right? Any developments we should know about? No, sadly, even after using my connections at the Institute to run it through every instrument at our disposal, I failed to glean any new facts, let alone root cause, behind the inexplicable phenomena we've observed so far. Nevertheless, I'm of a mind to continue the investigation. Sorry to put you through so much trouble, but we'd really appreciate it if you could. There are still so many things that we have yet to understand. But we need to do so in order to prepare what lies ahead. I can see much of your forebears in you. Clearly, Professor Epstein's spirit lives on, as does Lilia's. Lilia, that's Agnes's grandma, right? Yes, though I never got a chance to meet her myself. Lilia Claudel. According to my great-grandfather's notes, she used to go to and from the laboratory all the time. Indeed, I believe Lilia was around 10 years old back then. She was strong of heart and smart as a whip, and compassionate to boot. Oftentimes, she would make tea for her father and us disciples. I can't imagine that Schmidt was a very accommodating tea appreciator. On occasion, her spontaneous comments would even lead to... This is just crazy to think about. Like, talking about us disciples, talking about Hamilton, obviously talking about Schmidt, who we know in Erebonia, and then obviously talking about Professor Russell, who we've known since the first game in the series. Would even lead to breakthroughs in our research. That girl certainly did wonders for our motivation. Sounds like a lot of how Yume is for us. You may be right there. Thank you for sharing, Professor. It's a joy to hear. My grandmother had already passed when I was born, you see, so I never knew her all that well. Though my mother told me she was a kind and dauntless woman who raised her single-handedly. I see. That description fits Aaliyah to a T. Well, single-handedly, so where was... So... Your grandmother... So who was her we know her grandfather is Professor Epstein, her great-grandfather, but who is her normal grandfather? Interesting. Yeah, so who would have been... So Lilia, I think Sophia was Agnes's mother's name? Sophie or Sophia? So who would have been her father? Well, regardless. All in all, however, neither I nor the other disciples can tell you very much about her. That's due in particular to the way she vanished right after the professor's death, leaving only a note behind. Oh, for real? I've heard a bit about this. Half my grandmother's life is completely unaccounted for. That's questionable. At the time, the guild was still in its infancy. When they failed to find her, the search was called off. So imagine my shock when I first met you, her granddaughter, in Basil. In any case, you already know Quattro is like family to me, so don't feel as though you need to be a stranger, dear. That goes for you as well, Van. Even if it has nothing to do with the Genesis, you're welcome to reach out in times of need. Appreciate it. Might happen sooner than we think. Please let me know if there's anything I can do to help you too, Professor. Also, we'd love to have you at this year's school festival if you'd be willing. It's shaping up to be a spectacular event, thanks in part to Quattro's contribution. Ah yes, Esmeralda has been telling me all about it. I'll try my best to make time for a visit. She's obviously busy with something outside of the Genesis. Well, we picked up the Genesis, ready to head back to the Academy? About that. It's not as though we're in any hurry. Do you suppose we could stick around just for a little while longer? To tell you the truth, I'd actually been wanting to come here with you at some point. Oh yeah? Now that you bring it up, I guess this is the first time we've been up here together. It was pretty packed back at the festival anyway, so I could use some time away from the crowds. No harm in hanging back and taking a look around. Great, thanks, Van. And so Van and Agnes leisurely stroll along the observation deck. They then decided to take in the city sights from one of the telescopes. Let's see, if I turn over this direction... There's Montmartre. Old town spotted. I'm pointed right at the office in Montmartre. Seriously? You got sights for sellers around. And that's the first place you pick? Well, it's important to me. I always look there whenever I do this. Even on my days off for work, I worry about whether you're eating a balanced diet or not. What are you, my nosy sister-in-law? Good luck keeping a food diary on me from way up here. Let's look over at the next. What else we got? The Center Marché is as lively as ever today. No matter how much they modernize the rest of the city, this slice of it never seems to change. You a long-time customer? Somebody thought your house was over in the 10th district. Well, really, my mother would only take me shopping there every so often when I was little. But there were other occasions, such as birthdays or holidays. Or the rare times where my father made space in his busy schedule to come home early. The two of us would poke our heads into one stall after another, deliberating over what to eat. We used to have so much fun back then. Warms your heart to think about it. You can see the Memorial Park from here? That's a bit of a drive. There's Dirk Memorial Park. My father used to drive me here as a child so we could take Alphonse for a walk. Oh, your pet dog? I met him at the end of last year when I dropped you off that one time, right? Second I petted the guy, he started clinging and roughhousing like no tomorrow. Almost thought I'd never shake myself free. He's usually so quiet around anyone outside our family, too. I guess he took a special liking to you. You're free to stop by and keep him company if you like. What, and just stroll right into the president's house? I'll cross that bridge when I get to it. And there's Aramis Academy over in the Arbor District. If the festival's this busy on the first day, you're going to be swamped all the way to the last. Oh, I'll make it through somehow. What's up? Don't laugh, but I was just thinking, wow, I'm actually a student here. Even now, it still hits me. I suppose it's because this is where my mother and father first met. Huh, that's news to me. The story goes that my grandmother was working the student store at the time. Being a single parent, we still don't know why Agnes's grandmother, Lilia, decided to just disappear after Epstein died. So, something to look out for, I guess. She got permission to bring her daughter... This is the biggest thing, though. They keep harping down on this whole single parent thing. Why was she a single parent? That's the question. Like, they're not talking about Agnes's grandfather at all. She got permission to bring her daughter Sophie, my mother, to work with her. My father had only just enrolled at the academy when they first got acquainted. From there, he wound up becoming a family friend of sorts. Almost sounds like it was fated to be, though I'm guessing there was a bit of an age gap there, huh? Yes, 8 years to be exact. It wasn't long after they met that they became almost like siblings. But as they grew up alongside one another, their shared feelings slowly blossomed into love. Then one day they came here to the observation deck where my father finally proposed to her. That's so. Almost poetic considering your great-granddad was the one who designed this tower to begin with. Guess I must make it pretty special to you. Yes, in a way it symbolizes the bond between the two sides of my family, the Claudels and the Gramharts. Shortly after I came along, my father's political career took off. He became busy while I was feeling lonely. So my parents made an effort to clear out their schedules and bring me to Tryon Tower. Oh, there's some artwork. That's cute. My mother talked about all sorts of things while we were here. She told me about life with my grandmother, the way she met my father, about how the three of them would often visit the tower, about the irreplaceable moments she and my father created together, about the guilt he felt over missing my birth due to his military duties, about how overjoyed he was when he first held me in his arms, about how elated she was when he finally proposed, and all the while my father would have a faint, uncharacteristic blush on his face. Admittedly, a lot of things she said were too difficult for me to understand at that age, but I always loved seeing her smile spread from cheek to cheek over every new tale she recounted about my father and grandmother. It's not quite the same as my great-grandfather's diaries, but hearing those stories about my father meant so much to me. It gave me hope that someday I'd meet my own special someone and get a chance to share this place with them too. Agnes. Overdramatic, I know. No need to take it too seriously. No, it's a nice sentiment. I'm almost jealous. This tower basically ties your family together, even the grandmother you never met in person. My thoughts exactly. Regardless of the circumstances, my mother and father crossed paths, fell in love, and had me. This place is always there to... here is a reminder of my faith in the bonds that connect us as a family. That's the thing I truly love about it. But ever since I started helping you with your Spriggan work, it's taken on another meaning. You, me, and the others have been all over Edith, solving 4 SPG after 4 SPG. And now, looking over the city from here fills me with pride over everything we've accomplished. I think about the many times my family took in this same view, and how I'm striving to protect it with my own 2 hands. I'm just so glad I joined Arcade Solutions. That's why I want to give you credit when it's due, and not just when it comes to gathering all the Genesis. Thank you, Van, for everything. It's because you helped me grow as a person that I'm able to feel this way, and that's worth the world to me. Come on now, haven't we been over this? Any growth you've made is your own doing. You're the one who leapt into my line of business and took whatever you could from the experience. You were tenacious like nothing else, sticking to your guns until you got what you were after. Honestly, I never could have imagined how far you'd go. When I up and vanished last year, you came after me without a moment's hesitation. And if that wasn't enough, you rose up against being capable of rocking this world to its core, and giving him a piece of your mind. Wait, what? Oh, a being. Yeah, talking about, Auguste. We were talking to Van, not you. Oh, no, we don't care about you in the slightest, so get out of our sight and return Van to us and want to talk about the demon. I don't think it's a stretch to say, if nothing else, your strength has pulled me through my fair share of scrapes. So much so that I went from nearly giving up on myself to holding on no matter what. Point is, you're dead wrong if you think your gratitude is a one-way street. Van. Like I said before, me taking your request to find the Genesis came with some special conditions. So I'm counting on you to hold up your end of the bargain as my assistant. Yes, sir. Happy to be of service as always, Van. So I had to leave the tower behind and head back to the rest of their friends. I wonder if he realized what I was hinting at. Van's 25 now, I know we're a bit far apart. But my parents had the same 8-year gap between them that we do. Of course, I still have a long way to go before I can measure up to him. It's only a matter of time, though. I'm sure of it. Agnes, you coming or what? Be right there. Yeah, so... I'll explain here in a second. So, all in all, that Connect event isn't the worst thing in the world. The part that's just, like, weird to me is that they are essentially making her reason for starting to get feelings for Van being, like, obviously, yes, she's thankful for everything he's taught her, and, you know, that's blossomed into some kind of affection, but it's just, it's kind of yucky to me that the focus is on the age gap. Like, there's obvious, like, other media, you know, like, obviously in Tales of Zillia, Jude and Milla are, like, 5 years apart, you know, Milla's 20, Jude's 15, which, if you focus on it, it's like, okay, that's weird, but... And obviously these characters are all fictional, it's not real, so there's no real harm in, like, people who like this sort of thing, but I'm still just like, I wish that wasn't the focus. Like, if they want to have a one-way crush with Agnes, like, that's fine, but the intended focus on the age gap is what makes it just kind of, like, weird for me and kills it for me. Plus, you know, the first 2 games have pretty much set up Van and Elaine, you know, from the get-go, so I'm just kind of like... This isn't like Cold Steel where it's like, oh, you just pick who you want type thing. They're obviously just trying to kind of have this love triangle where, you know, Van and Elaine are still trying to work stuff out between each other, but then Agnes has this kind of one-way crush towards Van that Van doesn't even realize. But yeah, I'm not going to harp on it too much because obviously this is not... We still have 2 more games, so obviously Agnes is probably going to have a point in the future where, you know, she does want to make how she feels known. And I guess we'll cross that bridge when we get to it. Okay, but yeah, all these Connect events are very long, so it is going to take us a while to get through them. So we're just going to keep making our way down. Actually, you know what? Just so we get a break from the talking, let's do one of the activities. Do like 1 or 2 activities and then continue onward. Let's see. Yeah, because I'm pretty sure you have to do all the activities for one of the trophies. So at least do all of them at least once. But yeah, what I really wanted to do that Connect event for was the lore about, you know, Agnes's family, because it does raise some red flags about certain things. You know, her grandmother suddenly disappearing, the fact that there's no mention of Agnes's grandfather. Like, there's obviously a lot there that we're going to have to learn about. We're holding a few 7 Hearts matches today. They're 2-on-2. You want to join up with a friend and participate and give it a go? Sure. Oh yeah, and you get to choose who you want to invite. We have Elaine with us, so may as well. The rules are 2 versus 2. Okay. Card game or not, this is a challenge. We're playing for keeps, man. No time to waste. Let's deal them out. Ugh. I mean, it's also, you know, partially luck-based. You are obviously able to stay your hand. To get some cards, yeah. Not the best situation, but... Alright, so we played that one now. Guess we could go do the basketball court now. Alright, I'm gonna try and pick someone different for each one. Let's go with, let's bring Reset for this. I've been wondering how well my body would fare in a non-combat scenario. It should make for an opportune test case. Not sure what that means, but you do seem pretty tough. Let's go, you and me. I'll take the other guy then. Don't pull any punches, Reset. Affirmative.
さて、お互い気張っていくか。
微力ながら力添えさせていただきます。
Yeah, let's just go for it.
始めるか。よっしゃー。
やったわね。
Oh, too short.
いけ。決まったぜ。
やったね。
いけ。
Oh, too much. I could have made another shot in that time, but...
よっと。しゃー。
Yeek.
よっと。しゃ
Okay, I am not doing great.
ー。
Oh my god, I'm doing horrible. Wow, okay. I am just gonna fail.
まだまだいけますよ。シュッ。
We can hear all our party members in the background.
ゴールですね。気をつけてやりなさい。うまくいきました。やりましたね。シュッ。うまくいきました。
Alright.
シュッ。はっ。ここよ。
Okay.
はっ。シュッと。シュッ。
It's not everybody, but you have some people.
はっ。はっ。はっ。
Alright.
バー様、頑張ってください。
決まったぜ。決まったぜ。
やったわね。
I just have to overdo it on the shooting portion.
ここが勝負どころでしょう。
よっしゃー。よっと。
Okay.
よっと。
He's not doing that well compared to before.
しゃ
That's fine. It's not got enough time.
ー。しゃ
We win.
ー。よし。俺たちの勝ちだな。
新鮮な体験でした。
Powder Panacea. Yeah, so every person you bring gets a little more points. Alright, so that's 2. I don't remember how many different games there are. That was 7 hearts on the first floor.
ただいま1階左翼の教室では
行くわよ。
ゲーム大会を開催しております。
Oh, the quiz. Sure. Let's go ahead and do the quiz game.
ふるってご参加ください。
How about Ren? Ren is a very quiz-oriented character. So you have to hold this whole shebang, huh? You have a short straw to draw. It can be rough at times. Still, festivals like this hold a special place in my heart. Besides, I can't slack off when the entire student body is hard at work. Without further ado, let the Quiz King of Aramis tournament begin. I'm Toa Herschel, and I'll be your mistress of ceremonies. Shouldn't you already know what's in this quiz, being the student council pres? Not in the least, I never checked the actual contents. For all I know, a scandalous question or two might have slipped its way in. We'll be able to tell if Miss Toa starts getting flustered. Oh, Ren, always a tease. This quiz will consist of 10 questions total, but be careful, if you miss 3, you're out. I assume they're going to be related to the game.
それじゃあクイズスター
It's not going to be like a Persona game where it's real life
ト
questions.
問題
Okay. Which film? Wolf Requiem. No, it was Golden Blood. Damn.
問題
Golden Blood was my first thought, but I just don't like the time. Plus, the timer starts before the question's even fully there. What city? Altair.
当然ね
I'm not gonna read out the question out loud. It takes too much time. Taito School. Yep.
問題
Damn, it was Hot Shot.
あら残念
I know obviously the top 2 are in Calvert, but... Oh, I screwed up.
悪いミスっちまった
Well, we're out. I know nothing. It's just a timer thing. If I had more time to think about it. Oh well, you get points anyway. You just don't get a reward. Well, that went horribly. Alright, I think this is the last minigame. I think it's only just these 4 minigames that you can cycle through.
ただいま1階左翼の教室では
Sure, Shizuna. This will be a good way to test our enemy scouting, trap laying, and route mapping chops. I'm pumped. Alright, let's jump right in.
一丁解いてみるとしようか
You had 3 minutes for this one, so I assume this one might be a little longer. I assume it's not going to be that hard, though, considering you want the general public to be doing this. We'll see.
解けたみたいだ
ロックを解除したぜ
Okay, checkpoint. Okay, there's the goal. Oh, perfect. We did it! With plenty of time to spare. Yeah, I figured they weren't gonna make it too hard. Yep, there we go. Participate in all 4 events during the school festival. So, for the rest of these activity points, I will probably not do them, like, during the video. I guess we'll do enough of them to just kind of, unlock the next area, but the rest of them, if I use the points, I'll just use them off screen, because we've already shown off what each of the minigames are. Alright, let's do our next Connect event. We'll do the one with Aaron here. And then after this one, we'll probably end the video, since each one of these final Connect events is, you know, roughly like 15 minutes long. Cut the shit already. Guess you remember my face. Figure you'd be a little happier to see me after 10 years, Ronnie. Don't you dare call me that. What the hell are you doing here anyway? What, I'm not allowed to check up on how my kid's been doing? I've been looking high and low for you, only to be led to Edith of all places. Man, you sure got big, though. You're the spitting image of UFO when she... Keep my mother's name out of your damn mouth. This sure sounds like a lovely reunion. Van. There a reason we're meeting up in some back alley? You're not the only one with the nose for sniffing out trouble. I've been hearing rumors that this asshole was in town. Just followed him around, and here I am. You must be the Spriggan. Thanks for keeping an eye on my son for so long. Man, you sure are the talk of the town. Leroy. Anyway, I'm Leroy, Aaron's father. Van Arkide, it's a real pleasure. Don't start acting all responsible. And you, stop trying to get friendly. There's no reason to be hostile, Aaron. I just like to get along with the man my son's been working for. You see, there's actually one other reason I came to the capital. Lend me some mirror, will ya? Just enough to get all back on my feet. Please, I'm begging here. I ended up owing some money to a couple of real nasty guys, and now they got out for me. Oh, Aaron is not enjoying this. If I don't pay him back with interest, your old man's gonna be 6 hours under before you know it. Come on, Ronnie, we're family, right? We're supposed to be able to count on one another. If you don't have the funds now, maybe you can get an advance payment from your boss here. Shut up. You disgusting piece of shit, you haven't changed at all. You're not even sorry for all the crap you put my mother through. Get lost and don't let me see your face ever again. So that's how it is, huh? Well, I guess that's that. Suppose my business here is finished then. See you around, Mr. Arkwright. If you're looking for a place to lay low, you could probably try the Blacklight District. Got plenty of folks down there in the same boat. Well, I've heard of the place. I'm sure I'll be right at home. Didn't you say you never had a dad? Yeah, and? Not like that useless piece of trash ever acted like one. My mom was a rising star in the world of Eastern theater. And all that slime ever did was waste her savings on booze and gambling. She went through hell because of him. In the end, though, he got on the wrong side of the Liu family and drove him out of town. I think it was about 6 or so. And now he shows up over a decade later only to ask for more money. Maybe it's not my place to say, but it's kind of hard to believe he's your dad. Guess the hair color kind of gives it away, though. That's what pisses me off the most. No matter how much I try to distance myself from him, we still share the same blood. I'll never understand why mom ever cared for that guy. Still, you gotta wonder why he'd come searching for you now of all times. Huh? Weren't you listening? He wanted to sponge some mirror off me. But why would he try to reunite with his son now after 10 years of silence? Doubt he's dumb enough to think you'd be all smiles. I don't think he ever actually believed you'd agree to pay off his debts. Well, I'm sure there was a tiny part of him hoping he'd all go his way, of course. What are you trying to say? Nothing really, just wondering if you're actually feeling okay about all this. The bastard ruined your mom's life, right? Figured you'd like to sock him across the jaw at least. But I guess the whole thing was pretty unexpected. I'm sure you're just trying to put all the pieces together. Still, it's not like the little conqueror of Duozo, former child prodigy and genius of Eastern theater, to let someone off the hook like that. That being said, if you wanted to give your dad what for, I wouldn't mind helping out. You're one hell of an instigator, you know that? You're right, though. That was pretty out of character for me. Let's go see if we can track the bastard down. That's more like it. Sometime later. Well, it looks like you found him first. Thought you could hide from us, you old man. Hand over the mirror, dirtbag. Hey now, let's all just calm down a little, yeah? I'm a good-looking man. If you mess up my moneymaker, you'll never get your mirror back. Ugh. What do we have here? A family picture, huh? That's not... Oh, why so flustered, Leroy? It's not like we don't know who your little boy is. Took the liberty of digging into your background some time ago, after all. We also know you're just some good-for-nothing who got chased out of Langport. At first, we thought you were a little more than some deadbeat dad, but I think we may just have a use for you. You see, Sao used us as pawns, and Gowlang left us to the dogs. The Lai family's practically in shambles. Taking advantage of someone like you is our best bet at getting out of this hole. Not only to get one over on the losing leaves, but Aaron too. Come on, Leroy, what do you say? Mind drawing your son out for us? We might even forgive all your debt. Hell, you already abandoned him once. I'm sure a second time won't hurt. Maybe it'll help if you just look at us getting revenge on the lose. Heh. You bastard. Look, there's no need to threaten my family. I'll get you your mirror back. But as far as Ronnie's concerned, no way am I letting you guys lay a finger on him. You think we're giving you a choice here? Ugh. Looks like you still haven't learned your place. You don't get to refuse. Just shut up and do what you're told. You guys just don't know when to quit. Aaron and the Spriggan. Yeah, we beat your butt several acts ago. So you found us, and I'll play right into our Dummy. Ronnie? Let's make this quick. Right. So, it was the Lai family that was after you. Man, these guys are like cockroaches. Phew, you two really saved my behind. Say, Ronnie, where'd you learn to fight like that? Those guys were nothing compared to... Don't start acting all excited, slime ball. What the hell's up with that picture of yours anyway? Thought you could just flash it at me and all would be forgiven? Aaron, calm down. You know, on the way over, I was trying to figure out what was really behind your dad's arrival. But I think I finally landed on the truth. The anniversary of your wife's death was at the end of last year, right? Heh. With me being shut out of Langport, I've never had the chance to visit Yuefa's grave. And I'd heard rumors that Aaron, had been doing business in the capital recently. So I figured if I couldn't pay my wishes to her, I could at least go see the son she left behind. Of course I say that, but the whole bit about me wanting to borrow some mirror was true too. See, I've been trying to find a spring lily like the ones that grow over the eroded cave. Had a hell of a time trying to find a real one, though. Think you'd be willing to place it at her grave for me? Screw you. If you cared about her so much, then why didn't you do anything when she was still alive? It doesn't matter if the Liu family forced you out. You should have been there for us. Whatever. Now that we've talked, I think I finally understand. Roughing you up's not gonna fix the mess you made. I'll take care of the flower for you. Don't think Mom would want to turn it down anyway. Now get out of here, loser. Guess I'll see myself out then. You can leave the Lai family's goons to us. Well, this is unexpected. What are you guys doing here? How come you never told us these Lai guys were still lurking around? Well, they pose very little trouble to Heiyu. Why would we bother? I didn't think they'd be making deals with Leroy, though, of all people. Well, I suppose we have them by the tail now. Might as well root out the last of them. I'm sure the Lee family would take care of them, right? Along with the extortion schemes they've been running. Indeed, we'll work together to clean up this riffraff. I trust that will keep our relationship affable as well. Sheesh, you two make it sound so easy. Does that mean my debt to the Lai family is being wiped out? Talk about a lucky break. I'd say you don't deserve it, but I'm sure you have plenty of other debts to pay off, huh? That's correct. There seem to be a fair number of debt collectors on the hunt for him at this very moment. In fact, I believe I heard they started gathering in the capital. You really don't know when to quit, do you? Well, I suppose that means I should be off. Ronnie, Mr. Spriggan, make sure you take good care of yourselves. And so Leroy disappeared once more into the unknown, taking great care to cover his tracks behind him. Ashton and Sal left as well to deal with the remaining Lai family members. With the others gone, Van and Aaron decided to take the chance to regroup with their friends. Shit, I hate that you had to see all that dirty laundry. Well, it sure took long enough. Anyway, I'm glad we got all out in the open, though. You know, even with all his problems, he's still the man your mother chose to love. You just have to accept the fact that he's your blood. Would you stop acting like you have all the answers? I'll never forgive him for what he put my mom through. But if I just left it at that, I feel like I would have walked away with a lot more regrets. Honestly, I'm sort of glad you talked me into going after him. I think I'll go ahead and consider that a victory then. Man, you really are growing up. Don't touch me, creep. Guess he really did inherit that spirit. Oh, he wanted to see. I'm so sorry, Ronnie. I wish it would have ended with me. Still, with those friends of yours, I'm sure you'll do just fine. Not that I have much room to speak. So that was his probably his real reason for wanting to see him, was that seeing if Tycoon was really within him.
途切れたはずの絵にしってのも捨てたもんじゃねえのかもな。そう思えたのは多分あんたのなんでもねえっての。
All right, well, there you have that. All right, so next time we are going to continue on with our activities and connect events. I feel like we'll probably only have 2, maybe 3 more videos of festival stuff before. Well, 2 more videos of festival stuff, and then we'll probably have another video for SPG, and then whatever's going to be left after that. So we're going to go ahead and end things off here, and we will continue on next time. So that's going to be it, guys. Hope you all enjoyed. Don't forget to subscribe more if you're new to the channel. I'll see you all next time. Have a wonderful day, everyone.